Hey there, Carlos Garcia here in Washington, D.C. at Eng Garcia Properties at Keller Williams Capital Properties. We sell homes in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia, and we sell a lot of them, about a dozen homes per month. I want to talk about one of my favorite topics, which is how to build wealth through real estate. First of all, the analogy is slow and steady wins the race, at least if you're talking to me about this topic. Some people like to flip homes. That's a fun thing to do, and you can make a lot of money quickly doing that if you do it right and your timing is good, you know what you're doing. But what I really like to focus on is building wealth slowly and steadily through the accumulation of rental properties. The idea here is that you're building equity in a number of ways. One way is the old-fashioned way, through payments to principal. In other words, you're paying your loan, a portion of it is interest, a portion of it is principal. Month by month, little by little, you accumulate wealth to your bottom line, to your net worth through payments to principal. And ideally, other people are actually making that payment for you. Literally, you're paying the bank, but in fact, they're paying you and then you're paying the bank. Those are your renters. Of course, there's always the possibility of appreciation, and here in Washington, D.C., especially in certain neighborhoods that are rapidly improving, that is a very realistic possibility. That may or may not be something that you want to count on. There are all sorts of ways for projecting potential appreciation. Give me a call and we can talk about them. Of course, it's very important to look at your cash flow versus the income tax picture. There are going to be certain items that you're having to pay for on a monthly basis that you get to write off. The two biggies are taxes, real estate taxes, and then of course interest on your loan payment. Those are essentially treated as expenses. Another very big one is the depreciation deduction. A lot of people don't appreciate the power of the depreciation deduction. It's actually the second biggest write-off typically after your interest payment. Get in touch with us and we can walk you through that. The way to think about it, I think, and I've often encouraged a lot of my clients to look at it this way, is that you have an empty bucket when you first buy a house, which is, or maybe only a partially full bucket. Let's say you put 10% or 20% down on the purchase. It's 10 or 20% full, 80% of it, 90% of it remains unfilled. Well, the idea is that over time, little by little, your renters are filling the bucket for you. And at the end of the scenario, say 30 years down the road, if it's a 30-year mortgage, you've got a full bucket. A completely paid for asset that's generating income that other people paid for. You just sort of managed the flow of payments and you took care of the property over the years, and that's how you got there, slowly and steadily. The tortoise can win the race is really the moral of this story. Anyhow, give us a call if you'd like to know more about investing in real estate, in particular here in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia, although we're open to talking to you about it just about anywhere because we're very enthusiastic about real estate and building wealth through real estate. Carlos Garcia at Eng Garcia Properties, thanks for dialing in.